Independent living for people living with disabilities is under increasing pressure these days. The full impacts of the 2017 state budget cuts haven't come to fruition for them just yet. But in our ongoing series, Cuts and Consequences, KPAX's Augusta McDonald brings us the story of one Missoula man who's fighting to keep a good quality of life while dealing with some big changes.
We've been talking for months now about how legislative action throughout 2017 damaged the lives of some very vulnerable populations in Montana. The full consequences aren't even realized yet. Here's the story of one Missoula man fighting to keep a good quality of life while dealing with some big changes. Cooking, grocery shopping, getting to appointments. These basic things are huge barriers for people living with disabilities. The hours provided by the Department of Public Health for help with chores like these were cut last year. It's only making life more difficult for people like Mitchell McCabe. He's living independently in Missoula due to services to support his life living as a quadriplegic.
It makes me equal to people in my community, just as important as somebody walking next to me who's helping me, because I'm contributing to my community by furthering my education, trying to find work, trying to help other people that with disabilities, be independent and see that they have a future. So that's why I continue to want to live independent and fight for, against the budget cuts that are happening.
He uses his art to take a break from reality and maybe in the future bring in an income.
I found art as a way or another to relate with my peers and stand out a little bit and see that, show people that I'm still able and capable of progressing in life.
McCabe says his art, schooling, and time spent supporting others is possible because he lives in the community and not in an institution. Montana Department of Public Health officials say they have not seen a drastic increase in institutionalization since cuts to community-based care happened in 2017.
In the short term, while we are very concerned with the with impacts in the local community, we aren't seeing the mass shift that there is fear for.
Disability rights advocates are saying differently, and they are not confident this trend will last.
We have not seen the worst of even the results of the cuts yet, to say nothing of seeing how long people can do it without having critical services. And people are very stubborn. They're going to try as long as they possibly can, but it's not going to be good when it happens, because they will have gotten to a certain point that it'll be very hard to come back.
Reports by other agencies are seeing spiking numbers of people being sent into higher levels of care. Department of Public Health officials have not responded to requests by MTN News for the actual data on current rates of institutionalization into state facilities. The state plans to restore about $30 million to the Department of Public Health and Human Services, but it's not clear yet which programs are priorities or what will be restored. An outline of where the money will go is expected to be released on September 1st. In Missoula, Augusta McDonald, MTN News.